Hello, hello. Hope everyone's good. Aeon saying hi. Fish is going on about. Was it Battlefront 2? I'm sorry for spending money on Battlefront 2 DLC. Is there Battlefront 2 DLC? I didn't know that. I didn't know that existed. But that's news to me. But Fish has forgiven his daughter for purchasing Battlefield 2 DLC. Well, that's a positive ending at the very least. Yeah, there must be a DLC, right? Because it's Star Wars, so it's probably like all the Star Wars characters, that sort of thing. Fish was happy with the outcome. Says hi, hat of the stream indeed, and shirt of the stream. Fish says fish. Well, that's always good. That's always a positive for Fish to say fish. Bagwell says hi with 3 eyes. Hope you're doing good. How good was Rossiter? Is this Jordan Rossiter guy? I mean, he falls into that. I think he falls into that Ben Woodburn camp of players who are hyped up to be really good, hyped up to be the next best thing, but it never quite worked out for him. There was a time period where people were hyping him up to be the next Steven Gerrard. But in that time period, if anybody showed a bit of anything, then they were kind of hyped up, to be honest. Oh, give me a second. This POS has crashed. I might have to restart. Which is annoying. Try restarting it. Fish says, is that Europa League? Is there Europa League this week, Thursday, I think? Charlotte says, hi, how you doing, Charlotte? Hope you're good. I'm just restarting something because it's decided to crash. It's one of those where everything works fine and then you click the start button and then it decides to crash. Oh, they've kicked off in this game. Ooh. What the hell was that? Give me a second. I'm just restarting something. How good was Ibe, as in Jordan Ibe? Again, he's another one that kind of got hyped up to be super amazing. He kind of broke into the team when Sterling was kind of leaving. So there was this whole notion of, oh, we don't need Sterling anymore. We have Jordan Ibe. He had a few good games, and then a few not so good games. And then after that, I think he went to Bournemouth or somewhere. And I think he's retired now, to be honest. I think he's one of those that retired quite early. Who's on cover for Frankfurt Man United? Is there a Frankfurt Man United game? Do you mean Frankfurt Liverpool? There's Frankfurt versus Liverpool on Wednesday. There's no Frankfurt United because they're not in that competition. In terms of who's on the cover, that French guy, I can't remember, Arthur Thiat, and Mo Salah, it appears to be. Still restarting. Oh god, it's taking. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. The Klassiker indeed. Who's been Liverpool's... what's happening with this camera? Why is this camera unfocusing? Who's been Liverpool's standout player this season? Has anybody? I think... I think... I mean, it's tough to say it's a standout player when they've lost 3 games in a row. But to be fair, they are still second. Probably still Van Dijk or Gravenberch, to be honest. Ensado is South African. Very nice. Whereabouts in South Africa? Johannesburg? Anywhere near there? Shot by Bayern, but it gets saved. Oh, is he? You're probably right. You're probably right, to be honest. People from Belgium, they do tend to speak French, so that's my excuse at the very least. And Sado is from Soweto. Very nice. Good stuff. Let's see if I can get this working. Ikram says beard looks extra clean. Thank you, I appreciate that. I had to dye it because it was getting patches in it again. But you gotta do what you gotta do. For Brentford versus Liverpool, put Mamadashvili versus Kelleher. That would have been a good example. Unfortunately, I've already done it. I've put Henderson and Isak. So Henderson's an ex-Liverpool player. I hope that counts to a certain degree. But to be honest, I think your suggestion is better. Is South Africa playing for the World Cup in 2026? I'm not sure. I can try finding out. Yes, the men's national team of South Africa have qualified for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. They finished top of Group C in the African CAF qualifying section, thus earning a direct spot. So the answer to that is yes. Is Bacetic's composure on the ball elite? What's happening with Bacetic? Is he going on loan or something? He seems to kind of keep getting injured and then disappearing on loan for 5 seconds and then getting injured again. Apparently he's counting down the days to his Liverpool return, so it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see if he plays in the cups or that sort of thing. in terms of is composure on the ball elite? I wouldn't say elite. I mean, it's quite good. It's quite good for his age. The only kind of trouble is he hasn't played for a long time, and it's a case of, okay, he did have kind of quite good composure when he was younger, but does he still have good composure now? Who knows? And Sado says, which country would you like to go? Well, I was in Canada a few days ago. Canada was really nice. I came back on Wednesday. Yeah, I came back Wednesday afternoon. So Canada was quite good. I'm going to Italy next, which should be quite good. Considering maybe going to Japan after that. The only kind of downside with Japan is the flight is so long, like 14 hours. So I'm not sure I can survive that, but I'll have to look into that a bit more. How good was Liam Miller? Is he that? He's a striker, isn't he? Liam Miller. I mean, I remember the name, but I don't really remember too much of him playing, if that makes sense. Would it be fair to say that he was another one who again got kind of hyped up? But didn't quite live up to his potential. But then equally, like if you're overrating players when they're very young, is it fair to say that is his potential? If you know what I mean. So yeah, I'd say kind of Ben Woodburn. Who is the one that you said earlier? Jordan Rossiter, Liam Miller. They probably all fall into that same bucket, I would think. See if that fixes it. Can Van Dijk mentor Kirkes and Bradley effectively? Yeah, I mean, yes, but they're different positions, right? So I'd say kind of yes to a certain degree. Van Dijk's centre back, Kirkes is a left back, Bradley's a right back. So yeah, I mean, perhaps he can kind of mentor them with respect to the defensive elements of the game. I mean, I say Kirkes is a left back. To be honest, when you see him play, he seems to be playing as like a third centre back, which is really weird. So I'd say yeah, but to a certain degree. The thing is with Bradley and Kirkes, I think a lot of their strengths are kind of going forward. So Van Dijk probably can't mentor them in that sense. But certainly from a defensive perspective. Dawood says, any United fans you know watching you get battered tomorrow? Luis Diaz. Close. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, most people are probably going to be watching it tomorrow. It's at Anfield. So I reckon we'll probably win it. But to be honest, we need a bit of a reaction given we've lost 3 games on the trot. So normally I'd be hoping for a good win. But tomorrow I'd just take any win. Charlotte has an interesting fact. Liverpool has a mural of Shankly at Anfield. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few around there, isn't there? There's a Salah one, there's a Firmino one, there's a Fowler one, Gerrard one, there's a Trent one, which unfortunately is still there. Dode says fresh trim. Thank you, I appreciate that. I did it myself about an hour ago. Made a complete mess, but that always happens. How good was Masterson? Who's Masterson? I recognize that name. What was his first name? What was Masterson's first name? Is it Connor? Connor Masterson? Or is it somebody else? To be honest, I vaguely remember him. Jonathan says, hi, long time no see, Mamacita. Indeed. How are you? Hope you're good. How goes the chess? I hope the chess is going well. Insider says, do you live in a mansion? I do not know. I live in a house, but not a mansion. And Randall, Randall is probably another one of those kind of fringe players. Oh, was it Connor Randall? And was he also a right back, or am I remembering that incorrectly? Yeah, I think it was Connor Randall, wasn't it? Jonathan is still doing the chess tutoring, but is thinking of quitting. Okay. What's the reason for that? Is it just, are you bored of it, or is it just too much work, or is it, or just fancy a change of some sort? How will Gahey strengthen Liverpool's backline stability? I mean, he'll introduce stability to something that is currently quite unstable. The rumors kind of say he's gonna leave at the end of the season. I mean, I guess you never know for certain. They could buy him in January. If he cost 35 million at the start of the season, what would it be in January? Like 20. But yeah, he'll make it more stable, right? Premier League experience, Premier League proven, got national team experience, quite young. What I think will probably end up happening, to be honest with you, is Konate will probably go, and then Mark Gay will come in as his replacement, I reckon. Fish says Google level 232. I googled this. Is this like the endless supermarket or something like that? Do you think Liverpool can win the Premier League this year? Yeah, I think so. I think so. They'll need to kind of sort out the bad form that they're in. I mean, losing 3 games in a row is never ideal, but equally they are still second, and it is only October. I'd say yes. I'd say yes, but it's kind of it's highly dependent on kind of how the next few games go. Fish says Gornik Zabje are on top, baby. Nice. So you're above. Who's the other teams that you go on about? Rucho Krakow or one of those? You're above those. Jonathan says the kids are annoying, and I'm thinking about focusing on getting a FIDE rating and becoming a professional. Nice. Is that like FIDE master, all that, and then you progress up the ranks and then you become a grandmaster? Could be. It's a nice title to have. I can't lie. Ollie says Liverpool. Probably not this season, to be fair. This season they actually spent money. But previous seasons, yeah. Last year they didn't really spend much, but this year they have spent a bit of money. Jonathan says Arsenal or the Blues will win the Premier League. Yeah, I mean there's lots of teams. I think lots of teams in with a shout. I think we should have a better idea after Christmas, probably. Roots Choso is in the second division. Why are they your rivals then? Is it like a geographical thing? They are kind of roughly in the same area geographically. Because I thought they were your rivals. Ikram agrees. Johnny says for sure you are right. Yeah, I mean if you want to do it, it sounds like a good thing to do. How do you get the ranking though? Do you just have to kind of practice and then probably play in like professional tournaments, I guess, and then if you win or if you get far, I presume that's how you get the ranking. Ali meant Liverpool has poor performances. Yeah, could be. I think tomorrow they're playing Man United at home, so I think it'll be a much better performance tomorrow, especially because they've had the international break, so it should kind of give a bit of a mental break, you could say. Gornik Zabje's rival. I mean, I'll try and Google it, but I don't know who it will come up. Yeah, it says their main local rival is Ruch Choso. So that makes sense. That's probably why you have mentioned them before. Fulham Arsenal is still 0-0, but it's only 20 minutes in. Charlotte says you are right. You're spot on. Well, I try my best. Fish says totally you did, but I to be fair, I also guessed it. I did also guess that they were a local rival of sorts. Dortmund got a booking there. Is it Ryerson? Man, Luis Diaz doing good, I can't lie. He just won the ball high up the pitch. Luis Diaz seems to be having the time of his life in Germany. Some people are saying, should we still have sold him? I still think it was the right decision. Because he had like two years left on his contract. Probably wasn't going to sign another one. I can't remember how much they got for him. Was it like 70 million or something? So it's probably the right decision, all things considered. Who are on the next match covers? Well, tomorrow is Liverpool Man. Ooh, Harry Kane has just scored from a corner. I kind of missed it because I was checking for the covers. But let's see what happens. I'm just waiting to see the replay. Oh, to be fair, kind of unchallenged. I mean, I say unchallenged. Kind of corner came in. He got between the two defenders and just headed it in. I don't want to be that guy, but that goal doesn't get scored in the Premier League. You have to apply and play a few that are under FIDE and C. Oh, I see. Right, makes sense. And then if you win, you get the ranking. Yeah, I mean, go for it. It feels like one of those things where, like, if you don't do it, then when you get older, you might not regret it, but you might be like, oh, I should have really given that a shot. So yeah, no, 100%. Give that a try. Oh yeah, you asking who's on the next match cover? Florian Wirtz and Bruno Fernandes for tomorrow. Charlotte says Super Smash Bros, Brawlhalla, or Rivals of Ether. To be honest, never really played any of them. I tried playing Smash Bros, but I couldn't really get into it. I think it's one of those games that you just have to set time aside and try and play and try and learn how it works. Harry says, hello, how are you? All good. Came back from holiday on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. An 8-hour flight and then a 1-hour flight, which is not ideal. But no, it was good. Had a good holiday. I'm back now. How's things with you? Hope you're doing good. Fish says, hi Harry, long time no see. Jonathan says, there's 3 people watching your stream on TikTok and I'm the only one commentating. Yeah, you do sometimes get a few lurkers. I think that's the official terminology, but I appreciate you commenting, Jonathan. I thought Frankfurt cover would be Götze and Wirtz. I mean, yeah, it could have been. To be honest, I'm pretty random with who I put on the covers. What I tend to do is I just find an old one. So I find one which is like Liverpool away, and then I delete the home team, and then just change the home team if that makes sense. Because it's less it's less work that way. Harry's all right. He's going to get bullied tomorrow if you lose. Yes, I will also be bullying you. But to be honest, like it's a tough game. I know Liverpool are not in good form, but I think away at Anfield is a tough game. So it wouldn't surprise me if you lose. Now, if it was at Old Trafford, then I'd be like, yeah, you have to at least not lose that. But it also depends who's doing the bullying. Because if it's your friend who is a Leeds fan, then surely you can bully him back. Gamer Boy says, who's your all-time favourite Liverpool player? I mean, the best player kind of when I was growing up was Gerrard, so I'd probably go for that. To a certain degree, it feels like too much of an easy cop-out answer. But equally, like if I pick somebody else, I feel like I'm being edgy and be like, ooh, Dirk Kuyt is my favorite player. I just feel like I'd be being edgy and disingenuous if I picked one of those. So I'd probably go for Gerrard. Oh, that's my doorbell. Give me a second. So it's Amazon delivery and all that. And now the camera is super dark. I might change this camera, Try and get a different one. Like I can adjust it. Give me a second. I know it's probably dark because I went to get the door, so that light's on. But hopefully it'll adjust. Jonathan says, thanks for your support. But some friends of mine are saying, don't pursue the chess and get a 9 to 5. I hear the argument. My kind of pushback on that would be you can get a 9 to 5 anytime, right? You can get a 9 to 5 when you're older. Whereas with chess, it feels more like something where if you perfect the skill when you're younger, then it gives you more value when you're older, if that makes sense. Like it feels a bit like kind of learning a musical instrument. I think the more you do when you're younger, the better. So that's probably what I'd say. Luke says, my Northampton Town season is so bad. That's a shame. I'm going to look that up because I don't know how they're doing. I have been to Northampton a few times. Very nice Nando's, I gotta say. Very nice Nando's by that kind of roundabout area. You won though. You beat Doncaster 2-1 today. So you're 11th. You're 11th. And you won today. I mean, could be worse. Could be worse. Gamer Boy says, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. I think I would go for Gerrard. Jonathan says, I didn't mean to get your appreciation, but to say what the other two doing here. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest. TikTok's not working today. Like I tried it a few times. I've given up now. I might try it again in a bit to see if it works. In terms of who may bully Harry, if Harry's team loses tomorrow, it's his mate, neighbour, and the girl that he likes. Ah, yes. Is this the one that you have Halloween plans with? They all support Liverpool. Well, if the girl that you like supports Liverpool, then at least you have good taste in who you like. Is that putting a positive spin on it? Oh yeah, I saw an Everton fan in Canada. I was like, what the F? What the hell? So I got there. When I got there, within like 30 minutes, I saw a Liverpool shirt, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then within another 30 minutes, I saw a second Liverpool shirt, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then over the first few days, I saw Arsenal shirts. I saw Man United shirts. I saw Real Madrid shirts. I saw PSG shirts. Most of the kind of popular teams. And then a week later, I saw an Everton shirt. I was like, what? What? Where's that come from? And then I had to put it on my story on Instagram. I mean, I covered the person's face up, so I didn't want to reveal their identity. But yeah, I was like, really? An Everton shirt? It was a surprise. I can't lie. Put on cover for Aston Villa, Liverpool, Cash and Isak. I might have done that one, I've done Ekatike and Harvey Elliott. I put Harvey Elliott on there because he's former Liverpool and all that. Jonathan says, thanks, but what should I do with those friends? I mean, nothing really. I mean, you don't have to agree with them. You can just say, how would I say it? You could just say, yeah, thanks, but I want to try this for a few years. I mean, the thing is, you don't have to give them a reason because it's your life at the end of the day, and you make the decisions for your life. if you know what I mean. But if they ask, you can say, yeah, I can get a 9 to 5 anytime. I can get a 9 to 5 when I'm older. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. Fish says, what exactly is an egg yolk? Is it the yellow part? Is egg yolk the yellow part? I think that's the yellow part. Jonathan says it was Dawood in the evidence. Most definitely not. What about PSV versus Liverpool? Please put Dest and Van Dijk. I've not done that one yet, to be fair. So if you remind me like a week before, whenever that is, I can do that. Jonathan says, but they are PRSS. What does that mean? PRSS. Ikram says, can Kirkes offer more than just defensive solidity? I mean, that's a weird question in the sense that I feel like Kirkes' best strengths are kind of going forward. You know, running up and down the wing, putting crosses in. So I feel like his strengths are more kind of going forward. Whereas in the current Liverpool system, he seems to be playing as the third centre-back, which is really, really weird. So I'd kind of say, right now, he seems to be playing like a centre-back. And I don't really think he's offering defensive stability. Because I don't think defensive attributes are his strength. So I'd probably reverse that entirely and say, okay, I hope it gives Kirkes a bit more freedom to get up the pitch a bit more. Jonathan says R.I.P. Wally. That rings a bell, but I don't remember who Wally is. You have to remind me. Rank these strikers for instinct. Fowler, Owen, Isak, Torres. Probably that order, to be fair. I'd say Fowler was probably the best natural finisher. Owen had a lot of instinct, especially when he was very young. I mean, it might be a tie between Owen and Isak, but equally, we haven't really seen the end of Isak's career, so we can't really judge that fully. But yeah, I'd probably leave the order as you've put it. Who's on the cover for Champions League matches for Liverpool? Well, the Frankfurt one is Arthur Thiat, who you corrected to say was Belgian. Arthur Thiat and Salah. And I think that's the only one I've done. Yeah, that's the only one I've done so far. Jonathan says, whatever that is. I don't know what that means. Well, I vaguely know what that means, but the safest answer is to say no. It's the safest answer. How is Liverpool handling set pieces recently? Not particularly well, to be honest with you, conceding too many goals on set pieces. But it could have just been a rut that they were stuck in. And I'm hoping that rut has resolved itself with the international break. Sometimes having a change of scenery makes a world of difference. So I'm hoping they'll look a lot more organised now. Because they have not looked particularly organised previously. For Marseille versus Liverpool, put Salah versus Aubameyang. Yeah, I could do that. I've not done that one yet. You'll just need to remind me a week or so before. Jonathan says that is the best. Better than chess. Better than chess or worse than chess? Also, in Canada, they were playing chess on the floor. They had like giant chess pieces. There's like a chessboard on the floor, and they were playing chess on the floor with giant chess pieces, which was kind of cool. Crypto says fake Gucci hat. It's 100% fake. I always say that it's fake. People say, how much did you buy that for? And I'm like, £10. It's not real. Why would I buy a real hat? It's crazy. But yeah, in Canada last week, they were playing chess on the floor with giant kind of chess pieces, and it was kind of interesting to see. Can't lie. It was in Toronto. Jonathan says, could Mamardashvili push Allison to new levels? Yes, but like I mean, it might be the other way around. It might kind of more be Allison pushing Mamardashvili to new levels, if you know what I mean. But I just feel like with that whole situation, they brought in a kind of second. They brought in like a second senior goalkeeper because they know how much Allison gets injured. So you'd hope he could push him to new levels, but in reality, probably won't happen. Jonathan says top 5 midfielders right now, but don't include you. See, if I can't include you, that makes things a bit more difficult. It's one of those things that you'd have to kind of think about. From a biased perspective, I'd definitely put Gravenberch in there. But it'd be tough to narrow that down just to 5. Jonathan says it's real, it's not. You are Richie Rich. Richie Rich was like a singer like 20 years ago. Or was that Richie Rich? Oh, Luis Diaz? Nothing happened. Kiwi, strawberry or blueberry? I hate kiwi, I can't lie. Probably strawberry, blueberry, and then kiwi. Crypto says straight out to Camden. Yeah, the last time I went to Camden, I got out of there as quick as I could. How you doing, Cengiz? Hope you are good. Hope all is well in Netherlands. I was in Netherlands the other day for about 30 minutes when I was catching my connecting flight. So the flight from Canada, I had to change at Schiphol, which is Amsterdam. And then my flight was late, which meant that I had to run to the other side of the airport. And I just about caught my connecting flight in time. So yeah, I was in Netherlands for about 30 minutes. But yeah, I hope you're good. What about cover for Real Madrid, Man City, Forest, West Ham? I don't think I've got that far yet. I think I've done up to Liverpool, Aston Villa. Jonathan says Kane will win the Golden Ball, but not my balls. I think that's a accurate prediction. I mean, even Ikram agrees with that. And if Ikram agrees, that means you're along the right lines. Cengiz is always good. That's good to hear. Corner for Kimmich. Jonathan says your ASS is so based or biased. I think you probably mean based. Why did you skip my midfielder? I mean, I tried to do it, but it's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult to think of just 5, but let's give it a go. And again, let's not put them in order yet. Let's just say 5. And you also said that we couldn't choose you, so you're out of the picture. But Pedri, Gravenberch. I would ordinarily put Jude Bellingham, but I don't think he's been injured recently, hasn't he? You could maybe put Declan Rice in there, maybe. You could maybe put Valverde in there, maybe. You could maybe put Camavinga in there, maybe. It's gone out for a throw-in. Who else? Vitinha had a very good season for PSG. So there'd be an argument to put Vitinha in there. There'd be an argument to put McAllister in there from Liverpool. There'd maybe be an argument to put Zubamendi in there. But maybe not top 5, maybe more top 10. I mean, a few years ago you could have put Kevin De Bruyne, but probably not now. So yeah, I think that's about 6 or 7. Jonathan says yes. Jonathan's a fan of Rice, saying Rice is so fine. I actually spoke to Declan Rice the other day, and he said Jonathan is so fine. So it seems like you collectively seem to like each other, which is always a positive. Final Fantasy 14, 11, or World of Final Fantasy. Those Final Fantasy games, they're more the kind of MMO. They're MMO type of games. To be honest, I've not really played those Final Fantasy games much. I played Final Fantasy 10. 10 was very good. Final Fantasy 10 is my favorite. I thought 12 was rubbish. Everybody goes on about FF12 like it's the best thing ever. But for me, FF12 was boring as hell. Boring story, boring combat. Nothing particularly interesting about 12. 13 I thought was good. A lot of people hate Final Fantasy 13. But I thought Final Fantasy 13 was very good. 15 was okay. 16 was decent. But I'd argue it didn't feel like a Final Fantasy game. It felt more like Devil May Cry. So yeah, I'd say I've not really played any of those because they're more kind of MMO type of Final Fantasies. But my favorite is 10. Fish says play Jedi Survivor. Is that the one with the ginger guy? Jedi Cal something. Jonathan says thank you, Rice. I'll let him know. Fish loves Nemanja Matic and Juan Mata. That's an interesting combination, but the next time I see them, I shall let them know. Jonathan says your free kicks are so fine. I believe he's referring to Declan Rice's free kicks instead of my free kicks. The last ones I remember was the two. Was it 2 that he scored? Was it 2 that he scored against Real Madrid? So I'd have to agree with you. To be fair, they were both very good free kicks. Ikram says that shirt looks flawless. It's quite nice. I can't lie. I was unsure about it at first, but then when I got it, I was like, yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good. Uh, 15 is Crime's favourite. I didn't Final Fantasy 15. If you did Arsenal versus Fulham, you should have put Saka versus Smith Rowe. Yeah, that would have been a good suggestion. Viz says do a backflip. if I tried to do a backflip, I think I'd injure myself and cause probably break half the things in this room. Yeah, no. I don't think I could do a backflip when I was younger. Never mind now. Jonathan says, you can't even score a free kick like me and Rice. I mean, I could score a free kick if there was no wall. Cengiz says, bro, you're good. Stop doing. As in, don't do a backflip. Yeah. I think I probably hurt myself. How are you, Emilio? Hope you're good. Jonathan is looking for a girl. What happened to the girl that you were dating? I thought you were dating somebody. And she was like 2 years older than you. Or has that ended now? Cengiz says, wow. Wow, indeed. Jonathan was dating somebody that he used to know. But you were dating, so you've broken up, so you're looking to get back out there. What are your requirements? Does she have to like football? What's your age requirements, number one? I think you're like 17, so probably around there. Does she have to like football? Does she have to support the same team? Or are you not fussed about that? Does she have to like chess? Or are you not too picky? Ikram says, would you rather speak every language fluently or be able to talk to animals? Oh, definitely talk to animals. Because you can always learn another language, right? If you want to learn Spanish, if you want to learn French or whatever, you can always learn that. Whereas you can never learn speaking to animals, number one. And number two, it's one of those things where you're always kind of curious what animals are thinking. So yeah, no, definitely talk to animals. Cengiz says, go ahead, Eagles win. Is that like a different sport of some sort? Cengiz likes good football. I also like good football. It's half time in this game here. Bayern 1-0 up. Will Gakpo deliver against tight defences? I mean, you'd think so, yes. Number one, he's very tall. I mean, I think he's like 6'4". So you could kind of put crosses into him, and he'd be quite good at winning headers. So there's that aspect. Secondly, his move that he does all the time is run down the left, cut inside, onto the right, and then take a shot. So I'd say his style of play is kind of quite good for tight defenses, as opposed to like Salah. I think Salah kind of more struggles against tight defenses because when you get kind of too many, Salah doesn't really take long shots. He has to kind of get very close and then take a shot. So if your game involves kind of getting very close and then taking a shot, it's a bit more difficult. Holland PSV, says Cengiz. Nice. Oh yeah, you were dating your coach's daughter. I recall this. So is she the one that you've broken up with now? Did you break up with her or did she break up with you? What has happened to Yanazai? I think he might have retired. I don't know, to be honest. I think he might have retired or he might be playing in another league. Actually, let me have a quick look. Januzaj. He currently plays for Sevilla. He's only 30. I thought he was a lot older than that, but he's only 30, playing for Sevilla apparently. Doge says not watching Fulham Arsenal. Nope. Decided to watch Bayern Dortmund. Number one, to be edgy. And number two, I've never really watched much kind of Bundesliga, so I thought, okay, let's give this a try. That's point number two. And also, I am going to be watching Arsenal Atletico on Tuesday. So I figured, do I want two Arsenal games within 4 days? Can my mind mentally take that? So yeah, I decided just to change things up slightly. Yeah, Killian's also saying watch the Arsenal game instead. I don't think I could handle two Arsenal games in 4 days. So Bayern Dortmund today, and then Arsenal Atletico on Tuesday. But I have got my eye on the score. But equally, if anyone does score in that game, let me know. Dara says, I think your fans... Oh, has it fucking crashed again? I think it might have crashed again. It has crashed again, which is fantastic. Best games of 2020s is Barcelona versus Inter Milan. Which game specifically? Because they've played quite a few. Cengiz says Netherlands best competition is England. Yeah, I think I definitely think the Premier League is the hardest league because you can come up against a team in 10th. And they'll at least be competitive and they'll have a chance to beat you. Whereas I don't feel like you see that in many other leagues. Like, granted, the bottom 5 tend to be kind of rubbish. But from like 15 to 10, they're good teams. And from 10 to first, they're very good teams. Either team can beat any other team on any given day. Charlotte says, who's the best Liverpool player for clutch performances in European nights? I mean, generally speaking, you'd say Salah, but he's not had the best season. He's not had the best season so far. Elite says, Barca boys out here forgetting the 1% Madrid miracle against City. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I can't lie. They're playing each other quite soon, aren't they? Sunday the 26th. So next week. Next week, Sunday, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Fish says Chelsea. Yeah, they got another red card, didn't they? They just they just keep getting players sent off. Was it Gusto or somebody today? I don't know what's going on with Chelsea, but they do seem to have some sort of a discipline issue. Elite Monir says, Charlotte, that would be Sabazlai in terms of who's the best Liverpool player for clutch performances in European nights. Yeah, I mean, Sabazlai is a good shout, I can't lie. I think this season especially, he's shown his versatility. He's played attacking midfield, he's played defensive midfield, he's played fullback. So he's just showing that there's more to his game than what people originally expected. Some people are saying kind of once the kind of current leadership group leave, he might he might end up being captain. Once kind of Van Dijk leaves, Salah leaves, Robertson leaves, Szoboszlai might end up being captain. And I think he's got the qualities to do it because he's Hungary captain. I think he might have been captain at Leipzig, maybe. And he seems to have a willingness to kind of play multiple positions, so basically put the team ahead of himself. And I think that is a valuable quality that you would need from a captain. Cengiz says, for me, best England player Rooney. Rooney was very good, especially when he was first coming onto the scene. Kind of 16, 17, 18. Rooney was very good. Like kind of early Everton Rooney. And early Man United Rooney was very good. Elite says, bro, why is the break taking so long? I'm watching on beIN Live. I'm from Bangladesh, so I have to use proxy. I mean, it's a good point. I don't know why the break's taking so long. You'd think it'd be a standard 15 minutes, but it feels like it's been longer than that. But they should. It should be over soon. Fingers crossed. Hopefully the proxy stays stable. Is it a proxy for Germany then? Is it a German proxy? Fish says Chelsea have a crush on red cards. Indeed, they do. 1 red card every game. Ensado says, is Rooney still playing? No. Rooney retired maybe a couple of years back. Maybe 4 or 5 years back. So he's a manager now. So he's more of a coach. But to be honest with you, he's not a very good coach. He keeps getting fired. He keeps getting sacked from whatever coaching job he has. So, yeah, I mean, he's a manager now, not a particularly good one. He was a much better player back in the day than manager, I'd say. Charlotte says Salah, Bonds or Gerrard. I'd go Gerrard 1, Salah 2, Bonds 3. Elite says, for me, the greatest English player of all time is Bobby Charlton. Yeah, he could definitely be up there. For me personally, I didn't see much of him, and I've not really seen highlights. But I know kind of many people do have him ranked quite highly, so that makes sense. England have had quite a few good players over the years, to be fair. Jonathan knows the problem with the Blues. They don't have Jonathan in their midfield to keep the team in control and give line-breaking passes from deep in midfield. Clearly, they need to hire you. So based on your description there, you keep the team in control and you give line-breaking passes. Would it be fair to say you're more of a kind of playmaker? What player would you model yourself on? Should we say Declan Rice? Because you seem to be a fan of Declan Rice. But based on your description, the way you play seems to be similar to Declan Rice, to be fair. Germany response Android, says Cengiz. Yeah. Very robotic. And Sado says, who was your favourite soccer player when you were growing up? For me, it was Steven Gerrard. He had a tendency to kind of win games on his own. Especially two of the best examples of that are the Champions League final in 2005 and the FA Cup final in 2006 versus West Ham. You can make the argument that he won those games by himself. So we were very lucky to have him. And yeah, I'd say he was He was my favourite. Fish is saying, here's a fact that might sound fake, but is actually true. Fulham have beaten Juventus. Oh wow, that does sound fake to be fair. I can't lie. That does sound kind of fake. But I will if he was, but I think you might be right. I think you might be right equally. Cengiz is saying Maradona. Yeah, Maradona would be a good shout. Pele would be a good shout. Quite a few would be good shouts. Give me a second. Elite says, if you say modern, then Frank Lampard. Out of all the players I have seen play, he was exceptional. People nowadays love strikers, but seeing Lampard made me wonder why midfielders don't win individual awards. Yeah, Lampard was very good. He had that tendency to kind of be in the right place in the right time, and I don't think that's luck. I think that's that's intelligence to a certain degree. It takes intelligence to be in the right spot. It takes intelligence to take your chances. So yeah, I think Lampard is certainly up there. It's interesting, isn't it? Like from that generation, there's quite a few kind of midfielders who you'd say were very good. So kind of Gerrard, Lampard, and so forth. Scholes. But as you said, the later, like with the generation after that, it kind of became more of a kind of striker thing. Jonathan says it's Rice or Tonali from Newcastle, or frankly Pedri. I forgot about Tonali. He's a good shout, to be fair. In your top 5 kind of midfielders that you were mentioning earlier, I think Tonali would be a good shout. And I know you probably, but to be fair, what you're saying here is who you model your play style on. But also in reference to kind of what you were saying earlier, I think Tonali and Bruno would be good shouts. But yeah, in terms of who you model your play style on, those are 2 good options. It has kicked off, by the way. I just realized I haven't even said the diver. 47. That'll do. It's close enough. Ronaldo and Maradona, yeah, good shouts. Elite is answering Insado's question in terms of who was your favorite soccer player when you were growing up. Mesut Ozil or Neymar? Good shouts. Cengiz says all the other players maybe carry Maradona's boots. Yeah. Would you say Maradona's your favorite player ever over Pele, kind of, and over everyone? Yeah, the match has restarted. Yeah, I'm on about 48 minutes. Pixel says missing Diaz that much. We turned on the Munich. Welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate that. To be honest, not really. To be honest, because I think the departure kind of made sense because he had kind of 2 years left on his deal. There was a bit of beef about is he going to sign a new contract? Is he not going to sign a new contract? So I think all things considered, the departure made sense. But I think it was an amicable one. Quite often when players leave, you're like, yeah, I don't really care what happens to them, or I hope they don't do well. But with Diaz, I think everyone kind of wished him well. So that's my formal thoughts. My informal thoughts. No, I'm just joking. That's what that's pretty much what I think. But yeah, I hope you are doing good. I had a bagel for the first time. I had 2 bagels actually. I had 2 bagels, and the next day my shirt was very tight. But thankfully the day after my shirt was back to normal. They're interesting. I can't lie. Early 2011 versions. How do you rate Liverpool's defence compared to previous seasons? Elite says a bit lopsided, to be honest. Lopsided and a bit weird in the sense that they've bought 2 fullbacks who kind of excel at getting up and down the pitch as much as they can in kind of Frimpong and Kerkez. But the weird thing is, like, Kerkez seems to be playing as a third centre-back. Like, he doesn't seem to be kind of getting up and down the pitch. So I'm kind of thinking, if you really wanted a third centre-back who kind of tucks in, why would you buy Kerkez? Kerkez's strength is getting up and crossing it. Why would you buy him? So I think lopsided is a fair argument. But I'm hoping it's just, growing pains, and they kind of figure this out. Because to a certain degree, it feels like they've bought Jurgen Klopp players for an Arne Slot system. Like Frimpong and Kerkez feel like Jurgen Klopp players. But then with the slot system, you're not playing them like that. It's strange, but I hope they figure it out. Van Dijk is good, but their defense is often only good on one side whilst the other side suffers. Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think that also goes into your lopsided description that you gave. The positive is, and I say positive, but the positive is to a certain degree. I think Konate might be back tomorrow, so it doesn't seem to be a very long. It doesn't seem to be a very long injury. But yeah, they need to sort it out, because I don't think it's fully working. But I'm hoping having a break for the internationals will do them good. Jonathan says that. I know it's personal. I mean, just like boxer shorts, to be honest. I'm more of a boxer shorts type of guy. Another fact, Wolves have beat Juventus in 71-12. Do you mean 71-72? I mean, Juventus seem to be on the receiving end to a lot of these fun facts. Was it Fulham beat Juventus? Was that the one earlier? And now it's Wolves beating them. Jonathan says, TBH, you are GAY. Well, it's good that we have something in common. Ikram says, your beard is so sharp and neat. Yeah, I did kind of trim it. Who's your celebrity crush? You've probably not heard of her, but if you ever watched Smallville, do you know Kristen Kruk in Smallville, who played Lana in Smallville? She's like number 1. You'll have to Google her. Smallville might be before your time, but if you Google Kristen Kruk, surname I think is spelled Kreuk, then she would have to be number 1. Still, they are quite fun to watch. Very true. Do you prefer pizza slices or pizza rolls? Says Charlotte. I mean, it's got to be pizza slices. We don't really have pizza rolls here. Pizza rolls sound like more of a kind of microwave thing that you'd kind of microwave if you were feeling lazy. So it'd have to be pizza slices. Elite says also, have you seen how somehow Musiala is completely recovered? Is he? I thought he was out for the year. What's going on there? I thought he was out for a while. That is bizarre. He came to training to meet the players the last day. Wow, okay. That's very surprising. Because kind of the last I heard about that is it's a very serious injury. He's going to be out for at least a year. Has he completely recovered or is he just walking around? Like when you say completely recovered, is he able to play football or will he be out for longer? Bro was walking perfectly. Oh. Interesting. Because even when Rodri got injured, it took him a while to start walking better. I guess being quite young probably helps. I think kind of generally speaking, when you're kind of Musiala's age, you probably heal up quicker than kind of when you're kind of Rodri's age. Number one. And number two, I mean, maybe kind of, not maybe, but kind of surgical procedures, they do seem to kind of get better over time. So maybe that had part of it as well. But yeah, I mean, if he's already walking pretty well, then it can't be. It doesn't feel like a season ender then. Jonathan's also a boxer guy. That's good to know. Jonathan says you are old enough to be whatever that is. I'm aware of that. Do you think Liverpool's squad depth is strong enough for all competitions? Yeah. They certainly have the players in terms. So when you say squad depth, I think they certainly have the personnel. I think they just need to work out the tactics a bit. You reckon it will be one more month? That will be crazy. So they were predicting a year out, and he came back in 3 months. That's like some John Cena stuff. Pixel says, "Are you excited for Liverpool United tomorrow?" Excited isn't the word I'd use. Apprehensively curious, I'd say. Like, yeah, I'd say kind of apprehensively curious. Just to kind of see how things go. Because I didn't see the Chelsea game because that was the same day as my flight. So I was walking to my hotel and it was 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. And I was just walking down the road to my hotel, like refreshing the score on my phone. It's like 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. And then it gets to like 90 minutes and I'm like, you know what? There's going to be a goal. Liverpool are going to get a winner. I can feel it. Then I was like 92, refresh. Okay, nothing. 96, 97. And then my phone kind of buzzed. I was like, there you go. There's the goal. And then I checked my phone and it was Esteval for Chelsea. And I was like, what the F? So I was like, oh my God, they've lost 3 games in a row. So I'd say maybe not excited. Cautiously apprehensive. Yeah, Bayern are definitely doping. To kind of... I mean, the flip side, if he is back soon, maybe his injury isn't as bad as they kind of originally predicted. Van Dijk, Kanate, or Hipia, Van Dijk. I hope it's a good game and not boring 0-0, yeah. I don't think it will be a 0-0. I think Liverpool will score. I mean, I think Liverpool will probably win. 2-1. Pixel says you're in Czech Republic, right? No, that was like May time. So I went to Czech Republic in May. Last week I went to Canada, which was pretty good. I had like 5 nights in Montreal, 5 nights in Toronto. Tried a bagel for the first time. I actually had 2 bagels because there's 2 shops which are like rivals for the best bagel in Canada. So I had to go to both. And from one of them I got a blueberry bagel, which was interesting. But But yeah, no, Canada is pretty good. Yeah, I think both teams score. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, I went to Canada this time. It was good. I really liked it. I'm surprised by how cheap things are. Like in England, to buy a coffee, it's like £2.50. £2.50 at least to buy a coffee. Whereas in Canada, it's £1. Like what? £1 for a coffee? Equally, to buy like a Krispy Kreme donut, and I'm talking about the fancy ones, in England, they're like £3. But in Canada, they're £1. So they're like a third of the price. So yeah, I was surprised by kind of how cheap things were. While you were in Canada, Canada came to me. I saw Colombia versus Canada here. Yeah, I think you were saying, was it on the Whisper thing on Twitch? And I was like, oh yeah, nice. Colombia versus Canada with the Red Bulls playing. Was it a good game? I hope it was a good game. Could Ekatike shine in late season fixtures? He certainly could. He certainly could. To be honest, he's kind of shining right now. He's got quite a few goals. Everyone's getting on his back about kind of getting sent off, but like to me, it's not the end of the world. If it just happens once, it's not the end of the world. If it kind of keeps on happening, then it's a problem. But yeah, let's see what happens. Unfortunately for him, I've got a feeling that he's going to get benched now. Now that Isak's in town, I think he's going to get benched, and I don't think he's going to play up top with Isak. But maybe there is an opportunity for them to play together if they switch up the system a little bit. It was a 0-0 draw. Understandable. Not ideal, but I hope it was still a good game. Dode says, who did you go with? I went by myself. I've done quite a bit of solo traveling recently, and it's pretty good. It's definitely cheaper. Why did the banquet go on a diet? It wanted to cover less. To be honest, I'm going on a diet now as well. The thing with food in Canada being so cheap, you just eat so much of it. So I did eat a lot of food, but I did do a lot of walking. I probably walked close to 150 miles. I think he could rotate with Gakpo. He certainly could. He's shown his capability on the left hand side. In pre-season, he played on the left hand side a bit, and he got an assist, I think, for Salah or somebody. So he's certainly an option out on the left. Yeah, could play striker as well. I mean, there's opportunities for him to play alongside Isak up front, which could be pretty good. Who waters the plants when you're away? Nobody. So I have like a checklist of things to do before I leave. Like, the usual kind of checklist. Close all the windows, lock all the doors, lock the garage. And one of the items on the checklist is water all the plants. Water all, how many have I got inside? Probably like 30. So I watered all of them just before I left. And I gave them extra water. And they're generally fine. I mean, this is a lemon tree. I mean, that's all right. Lemon tree. It's a bit dry, so I probably should water it. Probably should water it after this. But everything survived apart from one plant, which is absolutely effed. Right there. Right? It's just absolutely... It was so healthy. It was so healthy before I left, right? And that plant now, the leaves are like, one of the leaves is blue, one of the leaves is white. Completely effed that one. The thing is, it's that plant over there, it's in a giant pot because I want that plant to go up to the ceiling. And so I think that's probably the problem. But I think most of everything else has survived. Elite says, this match is going to give me a heart attack. Yeah, it's... do you support one of the teams? Do you support Bayern? Edit says, long time no see, bro. What's up? Yeah, all good, man, all good. Came back from Canada on Wednesday. It was really good. I went to Montreal and I went to Toronto. Montreal was really, really nice. Like, if I win the lottery, I would maybe move to Montreal. It had like a really nice vibe, and like I was sitting on a bench, and people will like come and sit next to you, and they'll talk to you. Um, so Montreal, I really liked. Toronto is more like, it's nice, but it's more touristy. You get lots of tourists there, so I probably wouldn't move there. But no, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back. Is Emre Can a traitor? I don't consider him a traitor. He left on a free. That's good. There's some that drip feed water. Yeah, you can get those kind of gradual those glass things that can kind of drip feed. I might need to look into that. To be honest, the problem with that plant is that the pot is too big. Like, I don't know how to describe it. But in terms of the surface area of the pot, you could probably fit my hand in it 10 times. Like, the pot is gigantic. So that's probably the issue with that. Probably need a smaller pot. Yeah, those things made the glass. And Seda says, do you have siblings? I do have siblings. I'm the youngest, though. Oh, aqua globes, is that what? Yeah. They're like circular at the top, and then they got like a pipe, I think. Or is it? That's the image in my head. Elite Sports Bayern, what a miss. Yeah. Let's go. Have Bayern scored another? It's still 1-0 on mine. Edit says, who was the goal scorer of this game? Harry Kane? You are correct, yes. It was Harry Kane. It was a corner. A corner to the near post. And then Harry Kane got in between the two defenders and kind of headed it in. So it was a Harry Kane header from a corner. Fortnite, PUBG, or Apex Legends? Probably Fortnite. I've not played much of Apex Legends or PUBG. But I played a decent amount of Fortnite back in the day. How many siblings? 4. I have to bloody count. Barely remember half the time. Eddie says, bro, show haircut. I did it myself today. I did it myself about 2 hours ago. With the good thing about cutting your own hair is I guess you save money. The downside is a lot of cleaning up to do. Should Liverpool give more chances to young academy players? I don't know about more. I mean, generally speaking, I feel like they do give chances. You know, Curtis Jones came through the academy. 66 came through the academy. Connor Bradley, I know they bought him from another team, but came through the academy. So I think, generally speaking, they do give chances. It's a bit of a risk, though, because the more chances you get, the bigger the risk that you have that they don't have the necessary experience and you lose the game. But if you look at the kind of cup games, they give Trainioni time, they give Rio Engamoa time. So I think they've got the balance quite right. Edit says, is bro Ten Hag 2.0? I'd go with Enzo Maresca 2.0. I think Maresca is a bit cooler than Ten Hag. Ten Hag is just a flop, whereas Maresca at least has something about him. Do you know Michael Jackson? Not personally, thankfully. But I know of him. As in Michael Jackson from the Jackson 5? That Michael Jackson, or we're talking about another Michael Jackson? Letting Diaz go was stupid, really, no matter the reason. To be honest, I think they had to, because he only had 2 years left on his deal, and they couldn't really agree. A wage. So I understand kind of why they had to make that decision. But to be honest, I'm happy he's doing well. Sometimes when players leave, you're like, yeah, I hope they flop. But like Diaz kind of never caused any issues. Always worked hard, so it's good. It's good to see him doing well. Charlotte says, loving your beard, crisp look. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Edit says, nah, Estevao clear Rio, easily Rio. Liverpool one is good, but Estevao, yeah. No, I'd agree. I think Estevao is having a very good season. I think Estevao is further along on his development. So yeah, I'd probably agree with you. Is Mbappe back from that injury? I think he is, but I'll try having a look for you. Bella the dog. Is that a cat though in your picture? I can't really see because it's small. It says hi up Dortmund. Do you reckon Dortmund will come back into this? It's only 1-0, so it is possible. Anthony to Real Betis is, yeah. It's certainly the biggest kind of change in terms of how badly things were going for him at United to. So it's the biggest contrast. That's the word I'm looking for. It's the biggest contrast in terms of how badly things were going for him at United and how well things went for him at Betis. Yeah, I know Michael Jackson. I'm aware of him. Dode says, what's your name? My name's Umar. It's about UMAR. Says Barcelona. Is that Peacock jersey? Nothing really comes up. Oh, right, okay. Is it just a normal jersey with a peacock on it, or have I found the wrong thing? Bella the dog says you need to pet that dog, and also, why have they got a penalty? Don't lie. Are they checking VAR and doing all that? Penalty cancelled, I think. I think it might have been ruled out, thankfully. I'm not watching the game, but I'm happy to say that's the right decision. Do you know DLS 25? I do not. Nothing comes up when I search for that. Oh, right. Do you mean like this? This one. That kind of yellowish one with the blue. I like how simple it looks, to be fair. Sometimes the kind of the simpler shirts look better. Yeah, no pen, thankfully. Job Bellingham's coming on. Apparently, he might be back. He might be back in the Premier League soon. He doesn't seem to be having the best time in Deutschland. That was indeed a great tackle. But Adeyemi's furious. Chill out, bro. You did nothing for 70 minutes. Well, why are you so angry? Adeyemi's arguing with his manager as he comes off. That's not a good sign. Facts legit. Yeah, it's a nice shirt. I like them when they're a bit simpler. Edit says, bye, good morning, good evening. Yeah, good evening, yeah. It's just 7:05 here. Fish says, Hector Bellerin to Gornik Zabje. It could happen. Could certainly happen. Bella the dog says, Sunderland won 2-0 against Wolves. Does that mean Wolves are still on 2 points? You are correct, to be fair. 2-0 there. I checked the Premier League table yesterday, and Wolves are on 2 points. And it's like, yeah, they're definitely going down. I mean, to be fair, they did lose some good players in the summer. They lost YNWA, they lost Cunha, lost probably some others that I'm forgetting. So, yeah, I think unfortunately for them, they're probably going to go down. But it's still 1-0 here. Ikram says, can Gravenberch improve defensively? He can. I mean, he's very young, right? He's like 22 or something like that. And I think when you're 22, you are just at the start of your career. So you can improve defensively, you can improve offensively, you can improve mentally, you can improve tactically. So I'd say, yeah. And physically as well. Jonathan has to go. Take care, Jonathan. Hope you have a nice evening. How good was Alan and Ovi? Was Alan like the Brazilian guy? I don't really remember much of him. By Ovi, if you mean Ovi Ijaria, he's one of those players that looked very good in pre-season. Would always look amazing in pre-season. And then when it came to the main part of the season, didn't really do much. I think Ovi might have gone to might have gone to what's its face? Might have gone to Rangers. But I don't know where he is now. John says, hello, how are you? All good. I'm just back from holiday, so I'm pretty good. How about you? Hope you're good. Bella the dog went to Galway United match versus Bohemians, and Galway United won. Nice. Do you support either of those teams? Or were you just going as a neutral? It sounds like a pretty good day out. How do you rate Liverpool's defence compared to previous seasons? I mean, it's tough to say for certain because I feel like the season hasn't really got started, because as soon as the season gets started, the season kind of stops again for international games. Ooh, saved off the line. Oh, not saved off the line. Elise has scored. What the hell happened there? It was saved off the line, but then not saved. Yeah, 2-0 Bayern. I'm just waiting to see the replay, because I saw like Job Bellingham saved it kind of off the line, but then kind of fell over. And then when he fell over, Elise just kicked it in. But is this probably game over? I'll update the score, but it's probably game over at this point, you'd think. Jonathan is also, or John Carter is also fine. Are you new to kick? Fairly new, yeah. I'm also on YouTube at the same time. But yeah, quite new to kick. But it's good to hear you're doing well. They're just showing the replay there. Yeah, so Joe Bellingham kind of saved it off the line. But as as he tried to clear it, so he saved it off the line, but as he was trying to clear it, Elise just slid into the clearance and then and then scored that way. I mean, that's pretty impressive. What's your favorite game ever? Ever is probably Final Fantasy X. Recently, it's probably Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Right now, yesterday I started playing Silent Hill F. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, how about you? Have you got a favorite? Fish says, what about Yasser Larouci? Yasser Larouci is another one of those players who was hyped up a lot in preseason, but didn't do much. Karius, no comment. Manquillo, I thought was fine. Cody, no comment. Benteke didn't really live up to his price tag. And Aspas was okay, but had the best of his career elsewhere. Bella the dog says, do you watch League of Ireland Premier Division? Not proactively, but if it's on, I'd probably watch it, kind of thing. I have been to Dublin. I went to Dublin last year, which is quite nice. Can't lie. I wasn't there for long though, so I might go again for a bit longer. So, but Dublin as a city, I gotta say, was very nice. John says, nice game. I played Silent Hill once. Favorites are Call of Duty and Valo. What is Valo? As in Valorant. Valorant? Is that the game? Valorant? Is that like short for Valorant? But yeah, Call of Duty is good. Currently playing through Silent Hill F. I say playing through, I just started it. But yeah, I have like a gaming PC. So I just kind of come across games. I tend to not play games like as soon as they're released. Like if you know what I mean. I wait like a few weeks and then I play them. Doge says, any tips for having horrendous stick drift on two PS5 controllers and what to do about it? Yeah, it's a common problem, isn't it? I had that problem on an Xbox controller where like it would just kind of stick and then my player would move. There are solutions for it. Like if you maybe search on YouTube or Google it, there are solutions for it because it's kind of such a common problem. Myself, I've never had it too bad, so I've never like gone into the solutions, if that makes sense. But if you have a look, there'll probably be some fixes. But it is annoying, I can't lie. John says, where are you from? I'm from the UK, England. How about you? Yeah, Valorant, yeah. I've heard that's very good. How about you? Whereabouts are you from? Is the FAI Cup final? Is that like the Irish Cup final on Sunday? I'm not sure. I can have a look for you. Shamrock Rovers versus Cork City. Apparently, that's on the 9th of November. I hope that helps. So you've got a couple of weeks. Should we say? Jonathan says, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. I'm also from the UK. Very nice. Good stuff. Ikram says, how will Verts affect Szoboszlai's role? I think we've seen that. I think we've seen how kind of Verts has affected Szoboszlai. Oh, is that Julian Brandt? It's 2-1. That just kind of came out of absolutely nowhere. Yeah. That's kind of Bella the dog is saying 2-1. Did that just come out of nowhere? I think it might be Schlotterbeck pass and then a cross and then a goal. So like you kick the ball 3 times and you've got a goal. Man, I gotta update the score again. I was hoping I'd be done with update, because like updating the score is a bit of a pain. I don't like doing. But there you go, 2-1. I mean, are Bayern gonna come back? Sorry, are Dortmund gonna come back? Dortmund again. John says, what part of the UK? Kind of north, middle-ish, around there. How about yourself? What do you like? What do you like about the UK most? So I went to Canada last week, which is kind of different. I'd say what I like about the UK most, as weird as this sounds, is probably the temperature. I like it when it's cold. I like cold weather. I don't like hot weather. Liverpool FC's passion is unrivaled. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see that tomorrow. I guess we will see if it is truly unrivaled tomorrow. Yeah, how will Wirtz affect Szoboszlai's role? I mean, number one, Wirtz is playing in Szoboszlai's position. The simple answer is Szoboszlai's gone back into one of the defensive. I mean, one of the holding too. So Szoboszlai's gone back a bit because Wirtz is playing in his position. But he's also kind of forced Szoboszlai to be a bit more kind of versatile. Because Szoboszlai is playing as a defensive midfielder now. He's playing as a fullback. So like, I guess to sum up, he's kind of forced Szoboszlai to... Not forced him to be more versatile, but you know what I mean. I don't quite know how to explain it. But yeah, he's again, forced is the wrong word, but he's made Szoboszlai have to find strength in other positions. Did you know that Kerry FC came back from 3-0 to win 4-3 against Sligo? Is it Sligo or Sligo? It's Sligo, isn't it? Sligo Rovers. They played Shelbourne recently, so this must have been... Oh yeah, so on the 12th of September, you are correct. So yeah, Owen Elding scored 3 goals for Sligo, and then Kerry scored 4. That is kind of wild. Imagine that happens here. Imagine that happens in this game. Still 2-1. Yeah, food to be fair is quite good in the UK. There's lots of choices which you don't always get. So yeah, I think that's a good shout. Harry Wilson is off for Fulham. Is it still 1-0 in that game? Yeah, it's still 1-0. Traore is on for Wilson though. It's probably a good sub. Wilson got a 6.5 rating in that game, which is not great. Yeah, 6.5 is not ideal, so that's probably why he got subbed off. But we're into 89 minutes here. Do you think Ireland will qualify for the World Cup? Is that Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland? I hope they do. I hope they both do. Corner for not Bayern, sorry. Corner for Dortmund. Ah, cleared. I wonder how much kind of stoppage time there will be. Bella the dog says, "Do you know Malcolm Shaw? He's a football player." I do not. Who does he play for? You will have to let me know. 5 minutes of injury time. They could get a goal, but I reckon, ooh. I don't know why Elise just played a long pass there. It's like if you're 2-1 up, with 4 minutes to go, just hold on to the ball. Like Bayern had the ball, Elise decided to play a long ball for some reason, and now it's a corner. Now it's a corner to Dortmund. Galway United. Ah, I see. Is this your Malcolm Shaw guy? Who's the best Liverpool goalkeeper for reflexes and distribution in big finals? I mean, you'd have to say Alisson. Alisson's very good reflexes, very good shot stopper, very good at one-on-ones. So you'd certainly say kind of one-on-ones. Part of being good at one-on-ones is having good reflexes. And yeah, his distribution's very good as well. So I'd probably say Alisson. What kind of Kelleher always had above him though was the what Kelleher always had above him was probably penalty saving, to be honest. Wait, I'd say Alisson's a good shout. Can Woodman stay sharp with limited action? To be honest, probably not. But they probably don't really need him to be sharp. I think he was kind of brought in just to kind of be an additional kind of English player who could cover the goalkeeper position, if that makes sense. I don't think he's actually going to play much. Alisson's going to play pretty much all the games. And if Alisson's injured, kind of Mamardashvili's going to play. And if Mamardashvili's injured, there's a chance that kind of Freddie Woodman can play. But to be honest, I'd rather kind of see Armin Pesci get a bit of a chance, to be honest with you. Oh, Bayern are through. That was rubbish by Luis Diaz. That's why I don't miss him. Who's Esua? Is he like a right back, as you said? Esua. You'll have to tell me who he plays for. This Esua guy. There's 15 seconds left. I reckon Bayern are probably gonna hold on. Is Liverpool's attack strong enough compared to rivals? Yeah, I mean, you'd think so. They've got Salah, they've got Isak, they've got Ekitike, they've got Gakpo, they've got Chiesa, they've got Wirtz. I'd say their attack's very good. They just need to perhaps tactically work on getting them to integrate a bit better. But this is natural. I mean, it's not natural to a certain degree when you've got new players. They need to gel. But it's full time. Bayern have held on. Harry Kane gets man of the match. To be honest, he didn't really do much. I mean, I know he got a goal. But was there much more other than that? I'm not sure. Can Leone adapt to senior defensive play? I mean, he can. I mean, he played. He played really good in the one game that he played, but unfortunately he got a serious injury. So I think the thing for Leone now is more, can he come back? Can he heal up, and then can he integrate himself back into the team? I think it's more a case of that, to be honest. But yeah, full time. Can you type David Hurley? Who's David Hurley? Irish. I mean, there's 3 David Hurleys. There's a David Hurley who's a British singer. There's a David Hurley who's a military officer. And there's also a David Hurley who's an Irish footballer. I presume it's the 3rd one. David Hurley, born 21st of October 1998, is an Irish professional footballer who plays as a midfielder for League of Ireland Premier Division club Galway United. In 31 matches, he's got 4 goals, 3 assists, 5 yellow cards. Not bad. He's 26 years old. He's the number 10. Well, yeah. This guy here. I've certainly learned something today. It's his birthday in 3 days. It says his birthday is the 21st of October. So it's his birthday on like Tuesday, which is kind of interesting. But anywho, I am off now. I shall be back tomorrow. What time is Liverpool United tomorrow? I think it's like 5:30 tomorrow. Arsenal are in the 90th minute. 4:30 tomorrow. It's 4:30 tomorrow, so I'll be back at 4:30 tomorrow. Hopefully we win. If we don't win, I won't be happy. But anyway, have a nice evening. See you tomorrow. Take care.